Hey y'all, Digital Shaman here, and I want to continue to talk a little bit more about my experiences as a Arcturian starseed here having a human experience. And everyone knows that Arcturians are all about technology. And clearly, y'all see that with me on this channel exploring the intersection of spirituality and technology, my day job technology. But I want to talk a little bit about the obscure or unique facts that I have grown to see in my 40 plus years of, and I'm going to say experiences with the Arcturian Council. And y'all might be like, well, yes, I only kind of knew that. If you watch my prior video, I talked about how they revealed themselves to me with their blue skin, which is another indicator that you've made contact, or if you resonate or see that in your own guise, very much so the Arcturian flavor. But what I'm here to speak about goes beyond them being revered for their technology. And I want to talk about the 5 secret facts about Arcturians and music. So if you see me kind of doing this, I have my little iPad here kind of helping me out. And for those of y'all in a rush, although I suggest you will take your time, sit in, subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all those things. I'm going to give you the 5 facts, and then I'm going to run back through each fact with a little bit more of a little story or some validation from my own life. And I'm only speaking from my experiences. Y'all can debate in the comments. Let's start. Number 1. So I am an 80s 90s kid, I guess. Grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I say all this because I want to preface that I grew up in a pre Apple. Well, no, actually we had Apple computers, Apple IIs in elementary school. Anyway, the whole point is the pre iOS era, so there was no GarageBand. Because the first fact is, if you feel the urge to make music, however, and I just can only explain that, but and like I said, I can explain that in pre-GarageBand terms, because as a little girl, and like I said, this started early, and let me preface that, I had no clue that was the Arcturians working with me as a youth. But technology is not just computers, it's synthesis. It's, to me, they're alchemists. Like, they're so curious. So I would, number 1, I had different instruments. Like, I was an only child, so I had a electronic drum set. Actually, there's another clue. Electronic drum set. I had a Casio boombox, and if you hit record, like, remember how y'all would record on the radio, but you could also just record what was in your environment. And I had a keyboard, so I would like make the beat on the drum thing, play something on the keyboard, try to record it on my radio. I'm doing all of this as a kid, like probably 10 and under. What in the hey, who 90? Sign number 1. You feel the urge to make music. Definitely once I had a computer, MIDIs. I was like, oh, I'm into this. Like, and even back in the day, I got my first computer in 95. You had to have RAM and space to play around with music. But so when GarageBand and all that, like, been there, like my friend, like I met some people in my 20s that actually have real studios. The thing, I was very shy. I was very, very shy. But I was just so, like, I would sit there and kind of hang out and watch them make music. Like, even sometimes watching production videos on YouTube. And let me encapsulate this experience. I don't know if this is for all of you all, but I know for a fact I have a past life. I think it's the last life I was in before I'm in this one. All I can say is Chicago, because I feel like this segues into the next fact. This prior life experience that I have, I was a music maker. I keep feeling like 60s or the 70s. Not the 80s. I don't know what the beef is. I don't like anything about the 80s other than thank God I was born. I made it. But back to this past life. So 60s or 70s, I don't know. Maybe the early 80s. Maybe they don't like the 80s decade because maybe that's actually when things didn't work out. No offense, meaning they were undead. Like, I'm not going to say the K word here on this channel. But that person was a music maker, and specifically and they were involved in the early eras of EDM, which is number 2. Arcturians love EDM. Let me tell y'all, like, so where I'm from, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you call it the DMV. Baltimore, no, the house music's popular. Chicago house. There's also a extension branch called Baltimore house music, and we grew up kind of hearing it. And okay, cool. Yeah, I liked it, but in college and after college, I really kind of learned house was just a leaf on the whole EDM genre, like deep house, soul house, trance, vocal trance, drum and bass. Like, I learned about all that and I went crazy. I still, to this day. And let me tell you, when I say Arcturians love EDM, like, I think it's just like, I'm like, is that the music y'all have? Y'all have where y'all are? But really, it's the melodic tones. And I'm going to get to that in a moment, but it's the melodic tones. And let me tell you how relaxing it is, because, sensitive, yes. Being in these earth bodies is a lot for them, a lot. Because they're so mercurial, like, we love facts and data over people. We cannot neglect ourselves. See, that's a whole nother video. I'm going to talk about that. But when I used to travel a lot for work, overseas, domestic, I had like several, and I'm so mad I can't find those files. Okay, let me gather myself. I had several. Oh yes, vocal, deep. I wouldn't call it. It's not deep house. Maybe I guess you would probably call it. So there we go. Soulful vocal trance. There we go. My goodness, it's been a while. So yeah, soulful vocal trance mixes. I put those on these long flights. I'll be asleep, gone. They love EDM. Number 3, back to, like I said, it's something about the tones and the melodies. All that, like, thank God we live in the era we live into. But before we had 528, 432, love, hearts, 99, manifestation, vibration, before we had the YouTube frequency music, we had what? Chanting. Oh, I should have had my bells. We had sound bowls. So what I wrote here, I'm going to use these words. Earth is hard for these souls. I'm a highly sensitive person right now. I'm seeking out, I'm saying this holistic treatment. Like, I'm okay on a higher level, but I have a disrupted nervous system. I just really didn't realize how my wiring worked until it fried out. And I will speak a lot in computer analogies. Welcome to the digital shaman experience. But real talk, the Arcturian soul seed really aligns well with high vibrational sound healing. I've gone to sound bowl ceremonies and done right. I'm falling asleep. I'm like, what? Yeah, like I've actually fallen asleep in yoga, like real yin restorative yoga. Yeah, and very much so. I have a trio of channels on YouTube. I have a brain.fm. That's a separate website or vendor, for lack of a better term, aka company. Brain.fm, I have a lifetime subscription for those tones. Yeah, like I said, I have my own set of oh man, I really did put them away. I cleaned up my place. It used to be right on my bookshelf. I have chakra bells and tuning forks. So all types of vibration. And I think that even crystals, all those things really help with the sensitive soul of an Arcturian. So let's keep going on to let's go back to this music and my favorite. Oh man, can y'all see it? All right, I'm gonna bring it down in a minute. Oh, can I? I'll bring it down in a minute. Let me tell y'all their favorite music genre. For me, and it could be, I'm saying, like, I'm sorry, it's a weird thing, like starseed, human, my whole background, my whole culture, like my Arcturian starseed aligns with sappy love songs, music, R&B, soul. That's my African American. But like I said, I mean, I'm not saying that's the only thing I listen to. Don't go there, people. I mean, I'm very soft-hearted anyway, but and my friends can attest to that time in my 20s when I had my first apartment and I had love wallpaper everywhere. That's what I'm trying to show you. I really don't want to go bring it down, but if you see up there, let me point. Oh, wait a minute. Let me point. Yeah, it says love. And actually, when I score my DC home, my forever house, I'm gonna put that love wallpaper up, but not from Walmart. Not with 20. First apartment, I was 21, 2, 3. No, I think 22, something like that. It would be much more classy. But yeah, anyone who rides in my car, they'd be like, Digital Shaman, can we just take a break? Like, I'm going to have the tears and the tissues out with the 7 whole days. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Let me not sing anything. Whoa. I'm just trying to make it here on YouTube, y'all. But yeah, your girl. And what struck out to me, because, I am joking around a little bit. That's just my natural personality. It's not just the love songs that they gravitate to, it's what they represent. And being a sensitive person, an HSP, highly sensitive person, if you haven't heard that term before, it's a real biological thing. Why? I just love that term, wiring. When we hear neurodivergent brains, other type of neurotypes is wiring. You feel at such deep levels of sensitivity, they're attracted to the vibration of the emotion that is poured in those songs of love and light. That goes back to earlier when I said they like the sound bowls, the 528, the heart chakra. One thing about the Arcturians, they come deep from the heart space. And if you have not had your encounter, or you have not awakened to that, what does that mean? Deep in the heart space. And they try to lure you in. I mean, the starseed awakening, I think that's what we'll call this video. But that's a huge one. Because I mean, for days I can just listen to sappy love songs and just be unaffected. Just be unaffected. And the last, because I didn't quite count, but we're on number 5. Songs are messages. For me, and this could be just my type of mediumship, because it's not too often. Because now I'm starting to kind of realize who is speaking, who's who. I'm starting to get the CC lines correct now, not just a random, not a random blast to all. Let me stop speaking like, my God, I'm speaking in IT terms on YouTube, y'all. Oh my gosh, it is getting a little late. But to be a little bit clearer for those who don't live in Outlook all day at the office, what I'm saying in my own journey, because that's what this video essentially is about, because we're winding down here. And thank you, thumbs up if you're still rocking with me. I really appreciate it. But as I begin to embrace, someone called me a medium, I'm like, I'm just going to use the term they did, but conduit is what I should like. Channeler. You start to understand who's who in terms of the encounters that you experience. And songs is definitely I don't want to say an action. A sign, yeah. Let's keep it simple. It's a sign. So what I wrote here is songs also messages once the connection is established. Oh yeah, I've waken up in a stupor. Forgot about this. Yeah, I mean, this wake up go to the, I remember I went straight to the computer and started playing a song. And I think I went to the bathroom and I was like, what's happening? Message. I remember one time, I don't even want to get it back on the Spotify. It took forever to get it out of, what's the one year repeat favorites? Y'all know the ones, because y'all know we all just be listening to the same 10 songs. It was some rock song. That's why I said, like, don't lock me into the R&B neo soul. But it was it was like a popular rock song. I was just like, what is happening? So I'm gonna end there. Those are my what I'm gonna say here is everything is vibration to them. Many layers of frequency. And the relatable way that they get this here on Earth is through various tones and melodies. So those are my experiences. I was supposed to just go the 5 and then give y'all the story. That didn't quite happen. Whoa, sorry. Mixing up the chair here. I tried, and at least I had an outline, god darn it. We're trying here on this YouTube, but I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And really, please, I don't know how many people are going to see this. Like, I would love to know, for those who do identify as making contact or work with or could be, whatever you want to say. If you feel Arcturian energy is something you work with, let me know how y'all respond and with the music. Am I alone here?